All right, let's get started. The Humble Investor Bull Bear Market Report. My name is Adam Straseske. If you want to grow your 401k, your IRA, your stock account, I can help. We have the same agenda as we typically have here. And the first things first, we're going to go over the broad market readings. Then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of this week's operating plan. So as far as the bull or bear market, we're in a risk-on stance still. Even though the market has been down sharply over the past couple of weeks, we're still way above Treasuries on a 12-month momentum basis. And so we're not worried about being in a bear market right now. Therefore, it is a risk-on stance on the longer term. As far as correction risk, we are in a correction, but we could be close to over to that correction. And this is what we're going to want to see. If it goes up, we want to see it go up sharply. If it does not go up sharply, if it just waddles around, it takes many weeks to get up to the high, that'll be a sign of a weakening market and probable further downside. But we want to see how, if the market does bounce here, how quickly it bounces. It could bounce. This would be a good week to bounce. It would make sense if it does. We've got an ABC correction on the daily. It's oversold on the oscillator, and it is sitting on support from one of the last breakouts. You can see it goes all the way back to November of 2017. So overall, looks good. The bulls, if the bulls did pull it off here and push it to the upside or pull it to the upside, whatever, then you look back in this and say, oh yeah, it looked like it was going to do that. So we'll see if they can do that, or if the bears can maintain control here. The S&P 500, the weekly, we have switched from a tight bull channel. This was that tight bull channel and back into the broad bull channel. So we're still bullish on this, even on the weekly scale. This week we're going to see if we get some sort of a buy signal. A buy signal would be a bull bar, and if that is the case, then we would look for a buy trigger, which would then be another higher high. So we'll see if we can get that. The bulls are in control on the larger and the weekly scale, even though this was a sharp. These are big bear bars, but again, we'll see if we can get a buy signal this week, followed by the next week would be the trigger if it goes higher. Operating plan, still like preferreds, the MSCI All World, and then here are all of our weekly swings. No scalps right now. The scalps could start to come into play depending upon market action into the coming weeks here. All World down 6.15%. We are bullish on this until either lower than a 50% retracement, it starts to underperform the S&P 500, or the third being it starts to underperform Treasuries on a 12-month rolling basis. But bad week for the MSCI All World, but overall we're still bullish on it. Same thing for Canada. It went down. The actual vehicle that we're trading did not quite get there, but if it does, in fact, does not hold here, then we're going to stop out of that. So bad week for Canada, down 5.3 or 5.29% rather, and it doesn't look really great for it. Would have been better if it would have held above the this last breakout level here. UK almost hit our stop down here, and we do have a pretty tight stop on this one right now. So if it does in fact get stopped out, then it'll basically be a break even. But if it, we will then raise cash. Some of these other ones might get down to the second purchase range. So bad week for UK, down over 6.5%. Whoops. And Japan over 5.5% down. Little ways away from our stop that we've moved up. But overall, it doesn't look bad for Japan. Really, still holding above our channel line here. So overall, doesn't look bad. Oil down almost 10%. Terrible week for oil. But it is above our breakout level, and it also is well within the channel. So we'll see if oil can hold in here. U.S. Treasuries can't get a break. They continue to go down. And then again, the vehicle that we're using is a little bit stronger than this, but we are close to getting stopped out on that as well. Australia down over 6% for the week. We've got a second purchase range down here in the 20 to 21 range, and we'll see if it can get down there. I don't know if it will or not, but This week we're really looking for buy signals, which would be a bullish week on most of this stuff. So we'll see if we can get that. If not, then we'll continue to watch it and then possibly purchase some more down in this range. Brazil down almost 6% for the week. Still looks good for Brazil, just waddling back and forth back in this channel line. So really going to be really bullish in this. Not down as much as many of the other ones. As far as the chart, on the breakout level, so still looks good for Brazil. We're still bullish overall on most of this stuff. So again, we still want to build in the monthly trender and then the weekly swing. This week, the big theme for this week is that we're looking for buy signals, which would be a bullish week. I don't know if we'll get a bullish week, but if we do, then that will be a good sign that there was on the shorter term, that was an ABC correction. And then we want to see how fast, if at all, it can get back up to the highs of the market. The faster that it goes back up to the highs, the more strength that will show. If it takes many weeks to get back to the high, then we're really going to look at taking some profits and scaling out of the market rather than buying back in. So that's what we've got. And have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.